Well, of course, there is so much to do out here, right? There's the food. We love the food. There's rides. There's all sorts of things, entertainment. But there's more than just that at the fair.
It's a great place to learn how to keep yourself healthy, and there's tons of information in a couple of different spots, and we're going to talk more about that. We brought in our health expert, Dr. Stephen Thomas, who has helped us all through the pandemic, and now he's going to guide us through the fair to help keep us healthy and find good information. Global Health Director, Dr. Stephen Thomas, good to see you in person here at the fair.
Thank you.
I know we talk about COVID a lot. We talk about flu and more recently monkeypox with you, but we also want to talk a little bit about Lyme disease.
Yeah.
How comparable are they to those other three I just mentioned as far as all of us in central New York go?
All right. Yeah, so Lyme disease and other diseases that are transmitted by ticks, they've been around for a lot longer than some of these other diseases, maybe except for influenza. And it really is a worsening public health problem, especially in New York. So we have lots of ticks. A very high percentage of them are infected with the organism that causes Lyme disease, and it can cause other diseases, and it can make people very sick. It can even kill people or give them chronic, lifelong symptoms in some cases. So it's a serious problem.
Right, and it's not just summertime that you have to worry about, but even the summer transitioning to fall, you still have to worry about it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for us, for clinicians, anytime from about April to November, if people come in with certain types of symptoms or certain types of rash, we worry about Lyme disease and other tick-borne diseases.
There's a lot of places to get good information, but where would you go if you wanted to spend some time gathering information that will help keep a family safe here on the fairgrounds?
Yeah, so Upstate Medical University has a laboratory under Dr. Saravan and Tangamani, and that is what he is devoted to, is tick-borne diseases. So he has a great website. But here at the fair, I would go to the Horticulture Building. The Central New York Lyme and Tick-Borne Disease Alliance has a booth in there. It's filled with tons of great information, very knowledgeable people, and that's where I would go.
Okay. Don't always think about learning, but you can learn plenty out here. I want to pivot back because we still have COVID going on. We don't want to forget about that. Possibly in the next week, 2 weeks, something like that, we could see the first of the new round of vaccines from Pfizer. Moderna maybe a few weeks behind that. They target both the original strain and now the Omicron. Is that different to see them targeting two or more things in one vaccine, or is that more common than we think? It might scare people. They haven't heard of that kind of.
Right. Yeah, it's actually a very common concept. Every annual flu vaccine has multiple components. Polio vaccine, HPV vaccine, pneumonia vaccine. It's very common in vaccine development to try to put multiple components together in one shot.
And timing is everything, and that's one of the biggest questions I think people are asking now. I hear it all the time. When should I get that shot? When should we time it out?
Well, if you have not had any of your vaccinations, you should get them immediately, because it is very clear that people who are unvaccinated have a much higher risk of getting infected, getting very sick, and unfortunately dying from COVID. If you've had your primary series already, if you're over 65 or you're any age and have significant medical issues, you should get all the vaccines that are available for you, so for people over 50, that would be 4 doses. If you're not in that group, then you really should have a discussion with your physician or your practitioner to determine the risk-benefit of getting that 3rd or getting that 4th shot.
So you're looking at maybe October, though, for those who are not in that risk category?
Yeah. Well, so the idea is, do you want to get the original formula, or do you want to wait for the FDA and the CDC to make some decisions, which could be as early as later this week, on the Omicron-specific variants?
Gotcha.
Would you run right out and get the, I'm going to call it the new one. Would you run right out, or would you say, like, well, let me time it towards maybe late September, that may carry me to the holidays better? Like, it's that timing game. They think everybody thinks we all think we're doctors. You're the expert.
Right. Well, there's data now that is showing that these booster shots have protection out to 6 months after getting them. But here's the thing. For the last 2 winters, last 2 falls, right after Halloween, so right in the beginning of November is where we start to see spikes, because that's when people start going indoors, right? People start milling around, and this year we're not going to have, people aren't wearing masks, people are gathering, there's no restrictions on anything, so I would want to get that 4th shot before I get into the late fall and winter.
All right, we got about 30 seconds left.
Sure.
What's the fall forecast looking like?
The the fall forecast? Well, I think if BA4 and BA5, predominantly 5, continues to be the variant that is circulating in central New York, and that it doesn't get out-competed by any new variant, and if people go out and get their 3rd and 4th dose of vaccine, I think it could be a relatively good fall.
Let's hope so. Let's hope everybody's listening to Dr. Thomas.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for coming out and joining us and being out here at the fair. Go enjoy yourselves for a little bit before the storms come in.